Okay, so we are in osTicket post installation, and the first thing we're going to do is configure some roles. So we want to give maximum access. Right now we're on the admin panel. I signed in as an admin, and I can tell that I'm on the admin panel because this says agent panel. So if I click here, it's going to switch me over to the agent panel. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and click agents. Well, I was already on agents. Roles. And we're going to add a new role. And the name of that role is going to be Supreme Admin. And then we'll go over to permissions. And we'll select all of these just for lab purposes. And then we want to go over to task. Select all. Knowledge based as well. Give all permission access for lab purposes. Add role. Successfully added role, which is great. So now we want to go over and configure our departments so that we can assign agents to specific departments. So we'll go ahead over to departments. And so we are going to add a new department. Go to settings, the parent top level. We'll leave that as is. We will name this system administrator. Next, we'll go down to SLA, service level agreement. We'll choose the default for 18 hours. And let's review this. So we will, okay. And we'll scroll down to create the department. Next, we're going to configure some teams for which level of support each agent will be under. And we do that by going to teams, add a new team. And so as you can see, let me go back. Let me see if I could go back to teams. So we already have level 1 support. So we'll add level 2 support. self. And then we create team. Okay, so now we're going to, the next step is to configure. So we're going to be doing a lot of configuration. Configure agent workers. And for this step, we are first going to need to go back to agents. Go over to agents. Yes, back to agents. Okay, so we're going to add our first agent, and we're going to use the name Jane Doe. Email will be Jane. Email.com. Okay. Definitely don't need to add a phone number. And the username is going to be Jane.Doe. Set a password. Okay. So password change. Let's just uncheck both of these for the lab purpose. We'll use a default password. Make sure you remember the password that you use. I'm using password 1, just so it's easy to remember as I'm going through the labs. And we'll click set. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give Jane access, and we are going to log her in as the system administrator in the department with supreme admin roles. And let's give her a support role right now. Okay. And go ahead and create. But let's go back because let's add Jane to a team. Forgot to make that last change. Let's give her a team. Level 2 support. Save changes. Okay, now let's create an agent for John Doe. Okay, so John. Let's give John an email at help.com. John.Doe. Okay, let's give John some access as well. So in the next step, we'll go ahead and configure users. So we're going to have to go and click on Agent Panel. Switch over to Users. Add User. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just add a random user. And add osTicket. We'll just make up an email. Excuse me. Delete that part out. Full name is Karen. You okay? And we can click Add User. Okay, we went ahead and we have successfully added our first user. So now let's add our second user. Go back to the dashboard. Let's get exit out of there. We could actually just click on users and it would have took us back to the menu. Add user. Now we're going to add Ben. Ben Bell. We'll add our second user. Okay, so that is complete. And now we're going to configure our SLA, our service level agreements that specify the response time for each ticket. So now we want to go back to the admin panel. And we'll go to manage. And we need to go to SLA, service level agreement. Okay, we're going to add a new service level agreement. The first one's name is going to be SEV A. Make it active. And the grace period is 1 hour. It needs to be resolved in 1 hour. The schedule is going to be on a 24-hour time period, which means that the weekend will apply to this ticket. And add plan. Let's go ahead and add another one. We're going to actually do 3. This one is going to be SEV B and make it active. And this response time is going to be in 4 hours. schedule is also 24/7. Add plan. We need one more SEVC. See, grace period is 8 hours. Business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and add plan. Okay. Now we're going to have to configure the help topics for the users so that when they call in with issues that they need to have resolved, we know how to categorize them in the particular help topics. So let's go to help topics. And new help topics. As you can see, we have some default ones there. So first one's going to be business critical, status active, make it public, parent topic. We can leave that on the default top level. Excuse me. Please delete that. Okay. Go back to help topics. And new health topic. This one is going to be called personal computer issue. Active public. You don't have to make any changes for this one. Right there. Okay. We have two more. The next one is going to be equipment request. Leave as public. Add topic. And our last one is going to be the most famous one of all. Password reset. Okay. All right, so as we can see that we have all our help topics added, our default and the ones that we created ourselves. And that is the end for the post installation setup lab.